this video, I'm going to explain and demonstrate how to tell a supplier's products are sold on Amazon. And in doing that, I do have an agenda that I'm going to follow. Number one, I'm going to explain why you might even want to check a certain supplier. We can look at a few reasons why. Number two, how to actually go about finding a random supplier. Number three, I'm going to show you a manual method for supplier to Amazon search, which will save you a lot of time versus a brute force method of simply going through product by product, which takes too long. And number four, I'm going to show you an automated Google Sheet that I made, which can be used as well to help in this process. But before I get into that, you want to go through the manual process first of investigation, which is what I'm going to show you here in this video. Now, before I do that, I do want to look at some different concepts here. First of all, why should we even search a certain supplier for Amazon? Why are we even doing this in the first place? And one reason is that you want to actually drop ship from that supplier, right? That might be one reason. If you're a drop shipper and you want to use that particular supplier, or if you do an online arbitrage and you want to use that particular supplier. But drop shippers usually need to use certain suppliers who ship the way that they need them to ship, right? Number two, you have some kind of discount. So basically you get money off or money back, or perhaps you have a card of some kind of special rewards, something you get with that supplier. So you want to see if you can take advantage of those discounts to increase your profitability onto Amazon. Third, you're just trying random suppliers. You're really just investigating. You don't know why you want to look at these particular suppliers. You just want to check them out and see if they have products on Amazon. And then finally, you may just want to find a more obscure supplier. And this is great for reducing competition in the marketplace, because if it's obscure, less people will be able to use that supplier, right? So those are the reasons why. Now, it's very important we understand one concept, which is that not all products at your suppliers are actually sold on Amazon. So when we go onto these supplier sites, or when you go onto any supplier site, not all the products you see are automatically going to show up on Amazon. Don't expect that. And remember that these websites that we're calling suppliers, they're not Amazon suppliers, right? They're not actually Amazon suppliers. They're online stores that are selling products to customers. And that is why we have to check to see if they have products on Amazon. But if you're using a supplier that gives you ASINs, like in the wholesale supplier, then that's a different story. However, if you're using retail suppliers, you want to see if some of their products are sold on Amazon, so that we can use these retail stores, these online stores, as our suppliers, right? So just keep in mind that, you're not always going to find their products on Amazon. Now, the different methods that we have for finding suppliers, finding products from a supplier on Amazon. I mean, just in general, to be very, very general, you can do a Google search on products, usually the product titles. You can do an Amazon search, searching the product on Amazon. I'm going to make use of Amazon searches here. You can do a barcode search, but only if you have the barcodes, right? And many times with online stores, you won't have them. So only if you have the barcodes, you can use barcodes database sites, or you can go into Seller Central if you have an Amazon seller account and search your barcode there. Or if you have sourcing software, then you can just go straight to sourcing software and find products that way. But if you're not using sourcing software, then you can't do that, obviously. And you may not want to pay for it. And also, it only works for certain suppliers, right? This is something that's overlooked a lot. That sourcing software does not work for all suppliers, only certain ones, right? So the manual method I'm going to look at is going to involve brands. What we're going to do is identify what brands are actually sold at the supplier. Go over to Amazon, search for those brands, and then if those brands are there, we'll simply use those brands to find products on Amazon, right? So, okay, so first of all, I'd like to take a look at tactical arbitrage, right? Now, I'm not looking at the software itself, just at their list, right? They have a list of online stores. And if you look at the top, I'll do this briefly, they have 1,474 sites. However, if you go to Rake It In, they have, which is a cashback site, that works with thousands of online stores. I scraped their stores, and it was a list of about 3,000. It was 3,000 plus, I believe, online stores. And I provide that list. You can download that list for me, right? So check around the video, check the description to see. You can just go ahead and download that list amongst other lists I have, right? But it's about 3,000 different online stores, okay? So basically, many stores on here are not going to be on here because this is only 1,000 and change stores. So for instance, I did a search of Office on Rake It In, and these are the ones that came up. And basically, you have this one, for instance, Office Furniture to Go. Okay, this is one that I checked it here, and it's not here, right? So if you go to Control F and type in Office, and you look for it, right? You don't see that site. You see Office Depot, Office Supply. You know, you can. That's it. Those are the only two suppliers with Office. Okay, the word Office. So OfficeSupply.com and Office Depot. That's it, right? But here's Office Furniture to Go. All right, a whole nother site. So I'm going to open that site and open that site up. Now, this site is going to give you Rake It In is going to give you 5% cash back. So that's good to know as well. And I mean, you could really go anywhere on the site. Maybe you could, for instance, if I go to training tables, you know, just any category, right? Or even if I had just gone to the first category, right? What I'll do is I'll just take this, the title, for instance, and copy it, right? And this is not the method. This is not really how I'm going to do the brands method, but I'm just showing you something here that when you search this product title, you know, there's a good chance, as you see here, you're not going to get the same product showing up that you see here. And then you can try adding the brand name to that search, right? And see if you get the product. And on Amazon, brand names are a big deal. I mean, the brand names are always there. Okay, the products are branded. So, you know, if you're not seeing that brand name show up with the product, and you're not even seeing the product, right? That product is, you know, clearly not sold on Amazon. It's not clearly sold on Amazon. So this is kind of time consuming if you're going to just keep searching products that way, one after the other. That's what you would call a brute force method of going one by one. And that's not really ideal. What I found is much better is to go with start with brands, right? Now, many suppliers, such as this one, have a brands section like this. They have a brands list that you can use to start searching for brands. But some don't, right? But many suppliers do. If they don't, then you can just take the brand names here and start searching them. But, you know, this is only showing you like one brand, so that wouldn't be too good. But you see some other brands down here as well. But again, they already have the brands list. So now, we can go ahead and just search a brand name. For instance, I'll see, can I highlight this? Okay, so I can't highlight that. So I'll just type it in. It was Maylene, I guess. Office Furniture. Right? And I'll type that in and see if it comes up. Right? And basically what I'm expecting to see immediately is products show up with that brand name. This is probably it. Right, you'll see sometimes a shorter version of the brand name, right? So just Maylene, or Mayline, and that's it, right? So if I open that, okay, I might even be able to click here on visit the store for that particular brand, to see if I see other products as well, right? So just kind of checking on that brand. Now, I mean, you then have to go back and see if you can find specific products. So one thing I didn't do here is I didn't actually click on the brand on the supplier yet. So what I can do is I can actually see if some of these specific products of that brand, right, are sold at the supplier. So what I'll do is search this this way, and I'll put the brand name in there. In fact, I could put the brand name first, see if I find it. right? And it doesn't seem that I'm getting that specific product, right? So, okay. Now, one thing with brands, when you search the brand, and it's always going to be slow doing things manually somewhat, but it really depends on the brand, right? Because the brand that you found might not have a lot of products, right? So it may not be the brand that has the most products. So that's like another issue, right? Now, National Public Seating, I just happen to know from memory that this is on Amazon. I've seen it before. And so you see they have these different products here, and I'll just take this brand name and search it on Amazon as well. Right, National Public Seating, and just see what shows up. And I'm sure, yeah, I've seen this brand before, and you see a lot of results, and the brand name is an exact match, and you do see a lot of results showing up. National Public Seating, right, mixed with other brands, but we see a lot of National Public Seating as we scroll down. That is a good indicator for finding products, because obviously if the more they have, the more higher chance that you can find National Public Seating product on here, on this supplier, that is also on Amazon, right? Okay, so now it really, from there, becomes, a job of searching these products individually to see if you can find them on the supplier, right? I mean, that's one option, and I do have the Google Sheet that helps to do this, that can help to do this process less manually, right? But right now I'm looking at this manual process because it's an investigative process. I need to see what happens when I search the brand names here on Amazon with these product titles. I want to see if I'm going to get anything similar to these products. So height adjustable task chair, and again looking at this product. Okay, let's see, and it seems like I have to go through a lot of results here. So I may or I may not get an exact match to a specific product that I'm looking at that specific time. I really don't know if I will or not. And there's just, so again, I mean, I can keep going through these. Another thing I could do is I could just kind of look at this page and see if I see something that looks similar or is the same, and this appears to be. So I see this product. I'll open this up on Amazon, and this does appear to be potentially the same as this. Yes, right? And this commercial line, ultra compact stacker by National Public Seating. Okay, and here we have, it's a bit slow, National Public Seating 850 commercial line and URL. So, these do look similar, and this tells me that at least, there's some, some kind of products, or the potential for products that are in common between what's at this supplier and what is over here on Amazon, right? So I may be able to find products in common. Whether or not it would be profitable is a whole nother question, right? That's not actually the question I'm trying to answer right now. This particular video, I'm just trying to see if the products are actually on Amazon or not, right? And so here it says 850 series at the supplier. The collection is the 850 series. And you see it says the same thing here on Amazon. So these are a match, right? So these are a matching product. So where there's one product with the same brand on Amazon and at the supplier, there are probably many more, since the supplier appears to have many more products of the brand. So it's, good possibility that there are other such products. Whether or not they're going to be profitable, that's another question. And then if you have a discount with that supplier, that might help. You have the cash back from Rake It In potentially. So that can help as well. But, it really might vary from product to product, and it depends, all right, on the supplier as well, and if you have some kind of discount with that supplier. So that's basically the process that you would do, right? Now, as far as the Google Sheet goes, I'm not going to do a full demonstration of the Google Sheet in this video. I do have such videos, however, with these full demonstrations. And I'm sorry that the Google Sheet is actually not an occupied Google Sheet. But the way it works is that you bring in product data such as titles. You don't have to have all of it, but you do need to have the titles at least in order to search the products. And then you do need the prices if you want to go further and calculate profit. And so you search, this Google Sheet automatically will searches the product titles on search engines, not on Amazon, rather on search engines. Okay. And it pulls up ASINs for you automatically. You'll get URLs in ASINs. And it does this for various Amazon regions, which you can choose from the list, right? And when you choose that region, it will look for that domain. So that is something you can try if you're using other regions. I'm in the US, but if you're using other regions outside the US, go ahead and try it and let me know how it works and how you're doing with those other regions as well. And so that's basically what this does. And then you can use software, or you can use a browser automation I actually made to work in conjunction with the system. And what the browser automation does is it will open up the Amazon ASINs on Amazon, and it will actually fill in the title. It will basically scrape the title, the price, the brand, ships from Amazon or sold by whoever, or ships from whoever, and it will pull that in here as well, right? And then using the price here and the price here, further to the right, you can calculate profit based on tax and number of units you're going to purchase and all of that. You can determine potential profit from Amazon costs and fees and all of that, right? So there's a lot more detail in there to explain, but mainly what you're doing is you're bringing product titles in here and product prices and or whatever product data you can get in here, and then it's finding potential Amazon products that match those supplier products, which is why it's called the Amazon Matcher. And so again, I have other content where I've actually demonstrated using these, and perhaps what I will do is actually make a video where I'm going to go ahead and take one of these pages from this site and pull some products and bring it into the Google Sheet, and let's just see what happens with when I try to match this particular supplier, officefurniture2go.com. Let's see what happens when I run it through here. Let's see what Amazon products I end up with, and let's see if anything shows up profitable. And again, we might only be looking at one particular brand, and so you would have to even do more brands maybe to find out even more, but I can go ahead and run with this same brand, and that can be a continuation from this video, basically, from the same general concept, and of course this particular supplier. All right, so that's something I can do. So check the description of this video to see if there is such a video there, and there quite possibly will be, unless I release this first. So I might just release this video and then I'll go back and make it. So if you're viewing this video the day the video was made, perhaps you won't find the continuation videos yet, but if you come back a bit later, you'll find it. But if you're watching this far enough in the future, I might already have the continuation video using the Google Sheet to find these products on Amazon. And so check the description of the video, and there might be a link there. Again, you can also download, I have suppliers list you can download, you can get, such as all the 3,000 plus suppliers I scraped from Rake It In. You can go ahead and download this Google Sheet, this Amazon Matcher, and give it a try and see what happens with that. And that's about it. I am Mr. Mark. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, check the description for all the links. And that's it. I'll see you around in another video.